We have an incredible resource in our teachers. They truly are leaders. They come with us from diverse backgrounds, knowledge, skills, and abilities. And we wanted to capitalize on this by putting systems in place for building staff capacity. We asked ourselves, how can we authentically engage our teachers in this important work? And what needs to be done to create that culture of creativity and innovation in education? Although we're living in exciting times in education, we're also faced with new and significant challenges. And it's more important than ever to harness the creativity and innovation of our teachers and to transform ourselves to learning organizations that better meet the needs of students that we serve.
As we explored the vision of inspiring education, we came to see that we needed to reconceptualize our understanding of what constitutes a resource. As we engage in cross-disciplinary projects, as we start to explore cross-disciplinary learning opportunities in our community, what we need in the way of resources has changed. It's not just about stuff that we need to purchase. One of the things we found is we've really had to rely on some new technologies. And typically those new technologies, those color printers, the plotter printers that make the big posters, video cameras, still photography equipment, is often that equipment that we lock away from students and we put in those back rooms of our schools. And we learned that in order for kids to engage deeply in the kinds of learning we looked at as being valuable and important to their futures, they needed to be able to access that kind of a resource, those kinds of technologies on a daily basis. And so we've put our best tools, our best technologies into the hands of kids and teachers. Early on, we also had to make some important decisions about the paper resources we used. And we did not buy textbooks for every child. We did not buy textbooks for every classroom. We made a concerted effort as a faculty to speak about the professional role of the teacher, and that teachers need to draw upon a range of resources to really discern what's most important and would be most applicable to support the learning of the children we serve within our local context. And so we've created a mentorship database, and that's a great way for us as a school to collect the names of those individuals and the talents and the resources that they have at their disposal that we can bring into our classrooms to support learning. As we've gathered this database, we've also created partners and people to connect with globally, and really trying to think about how can we extend the walls of the classroom and open up the classroom to be that of the world. We've learned that when we access specialized expertise, that's what really has created authenticity for us in learning. It allows us to have greater breadth and depth in our projects. Every kid wants to be a scientist. Every student would rather be a historian working alongside a museum curator rather than just reading history in a textbook.
We are lucky that we have a great supply of Chromebooks throughout our school, but we also have students bringing their own devices to school all of the time. You'll see a real shift in teachers not using the photocopier, but posting to their share sites. So you see students go on, and what's really great about that is that students have access to it from anywhere. So we have students that have medical issues and they do need to be home, but they're still very connected to the school because they don't feel that they're left out on anything. We have resources on there, but even more importantly, parents can access those as well. So it's about having all of that information ready for the students.
Whereas this is a multifaceted space, so used in a multiple variety of ways. It's a place of experimental learning, so classes might come here they might come here, as a group, and then they take that learning back in the classroom. It's a very flexible space. So you also may come in here one day and you see 2 or 3 classes working on project-based learning, maybe another one comes in for a book exchange, somebody else could be having a book talk. It's just used in that type of way.